Get this tick and get out of Philly with the win. Please. Please. Please.
He's right. Come on, you're gonna miss this, mother homer. You're gonna miss this because you're a choker.
Come on. Oh.
You got to name Patty. Patty the Bratty.
Okay, here we go. 44-yarder.
You're gonna miss it.
Oh my! Oh shit! Fuck you!
It's blocked!
Oh shit! Fuck you, kicker! Fuck you!
Wow!
Oh my God!
Jordan Davis with the touchdown. Jordan Davis.
Fuck you, man!
They got Jordan Davis.
They lost!
You want a war? You're gonna get one.
Drop it.
What was that? He had no time for one more play.
Had an opportunity to win that game at the end.
But the referee screwed us. The brother screwed us.
I'm upset, but
The brother screwed us.
At least they fought back and tried.
only Cowboys game.
You
The brother
literally.
screwed us. The brother screwed us. Yeah, we had one man opportunity for one more play.
Dallas still stinks.
You're like the way kick Dingbat here. Jordan Davis. Jordan Davis. Can you say Jordan Davis? The Cowboys could have had him, but they didn't want him. Thank the God. Thank you, God. Good Lord. They could have had him. No, but we got him. He saves the day, and I'm still not over that game. I'm not going to lie. I'm not over that game. Dallas stinks, by the way. What is up, Logan Motorsports? Donnie. What is happening? Nick Marchetti. Master Eagle. What's going on? After Sunday's game, I have us going undefeated. We'll see. David, what's happening? Cole Cracker. What's going on? Trey, what's happening? Chris North. Kev. Thank you, everybody, for being here. Anybody I miss? Rocco. Lilies. Casper. Julius. Mark Guy. Thank you guys for being here. Appreciate it. We got a big game this weekend, but I'm still thinking about that Rams game, man. What a crazy, crazy game. But I'll say this. We beat Tampa Bay and go 4-0. I think we're running away with this conference. You know, it looks like Detroit's going to be a pretty tough game when we play them. That's going to be a good game. But man, this game is huge this week. This is a game where we've got to be. We're kind of like the Rams in that we have trouble beating the Bucs for whatever reason. We've only beat them one time under Sirianni. A lot of times we had guys out. A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith last time. This time, Mike Evans is going to be out. So that's a big break for the Eagles. That's a big loss for the Buccaneers. But can the Eagles adjust to the weather? Can they get off the field on third down and keep that defense fresh? It's going to be interesting. What are your guys' thoughts on this game, how it's going to go? What are your thoughts on where the Eagles are right now? My biggest fear going into this game is actually the offense. Will the offense revert back to what they did in the first half, the first 2.5 games, or will they come out swinging? Will they come out playing the way they did in the second half? And do you believe Nick Sirianni that he let Kevin Patullo call the plays in the second half? I don't know that I believe that's the case, but I'm curious what you guys think. Abuka is legit. He is legit. There's no question about that. He is. Let Bennett play. Well, Bennett's hurt, so I don't know what's up with him. He might not play. This may be Ringo's chance, or maybe McWilliams will get a chance, but I don't know what's up with Jacory Bennett. I think he got hurt on that last play. Donnie says, I don't think they revert back to that off offense. I hope not. Because I really think if they go back and they play the way they did in the second half, I think you'll see Saquon Barkley start to have a big game. Because I think if you could back off that defense a little bit, I think it'll be huge. Greg says, come on, we know the Bucs are the Eagles' kryptonite, the book smokers every time. Does that make them better than us? Absolutely not. No, it's just one of those things where I think it's been, the way we've met up with them. Early September, early game in the season where it's still hot and humid there. You notice the one time we did beat them was a night game, right? Wasn't that I don't know if that was a Thursday night game, a Sunday night game, Monday night game, but they beat the Bucs a couple years ago. DeAndre Swift had a big game, if you remember. We beat the Bucs. That was a night game, a little cooler. But I wonder sometimes if that heat just kills them. Oh, my man Nick, thank you for the super chat. First of the day. Appreciate that. Says Q needs a shadow Ibuka. I don't even know how to say his name. Ibuka. Yes. That they don't shadow, unfortunately. David says need that high-powered offense with the foot on the pedal. I agree. And you know what they're going to do. They're going to blitz the hell out of Hurts. They're going to blitz him worse than the Chiefs blitzed him. So they got to be ready for that. Yeah, it sounds like it's going to be hot. They're going there. People said they're going there Wednesday to Tampa. It's not going to be enough time to adjust to that humidity. I think the key is that defense has got to get off the field. If that defense gets off the field, if they can get off the field, get 3 and outs, I think it's good. But if you remember that first game, or not the first game, but the game last year, their first 3 drives were all long drives where they went down and scored touchdowns. We were down like 21-0 at the end of the first quarter. I think you get worn out in that kind of weather. You don't recover from that. It's Egg Buka. All right, Egg Buka. Makes me hungry. What up, William? Screw the box, fly, Eagles fly. Yes. Philly 500, I cheered my Jazz. All right. They aren't letting Jalen Reed. The plays are scripted beyond idiotic. It's been very bad. But once they let him, they took the handcuffs off him, man. You saw what he could do. Yeah, Mike Evans is out. He's out. It was announced today. He's out a few weeks. So that's a big break, but they still have weapons. So they're still a good team. But those hot games, man, I mean, I don't know if you've been to Florida, if you guys have been to Florida when it's hot out there, man. But that humidity, that shit will wear you out. I had a house there for a while, and that was northern Florida. And I'm telling you, man, you go out on a hot day, like mow the lawn, and it's hot out, you're done the rest of the day, man. That just kills you. Now, you got pads and helmets on, and then you're playing. You're letting Tampa have sustained drives where you're on the field long periods of time. You're worn out. The defense has got to get off the field. Jalen's got to beat Todd Bowles' defense. I'm sick and tired of hearing Todd Bowles' guy's number. And I don't believe it does. I mean, I really don't think it does. I just think last year, he had no weapons. Why are they not using Tank Bigsby? I don't know. But it's time to pull. Look, I would dress 4 running backs if I need to. I want to see Ty Robinson play Philly. Yeah, his day will come. It'll come. His day will come. We got 323 people, only 74 likes. Let's get them motherfucking likes up. The throttling has been brutal. My ass hurts because of it. Let's get them likes up. Eagles are taking precautions for excessive heat on Sunday in Tampa. Supposed to be around 105. Yeah, I mean, I just, what can you do? I mean, get the pickle juice out. It's time to bring the pickle juice out. But I'm telling you, if that defense is giving up sustained drives early in that game, they're going to be tired out. They've got to get off the field. To be the champs, you got to beat the champs. See, I think this game's a big game because I think the Eagles' schedule starts to loosen up after the first 4 games. And they still got some tough games, tough parts of the schedule, but you beat the Rams, you have a tiebreaker on them. You beat Tampa, you have a tiebreaker on them. It's going to be the Rams, the Bucs, the Lions, and the Packers. To me, those 4 teams are going to compete for the number 1 seed. You beat all those teams, then guess what? you're going to take the NFC Conference. They come out and they can beat both the Rams and the Buccaneers early in the year and have that tiebreaker over them. It's going to be huge at the end of the year. Barbecue Buccaneers this weekend. Go Birds. I love it. Yeah, Evans out 4 weeks. Yeah, that's crazy. Why they won't call plays that never been called from the playbook? I don't know. Anyone else tired of having to play the Bucs at Tampa and early too? It's not like they play the Bucs in December or November. They're playing the Bucs in September. It's hot then. Can't wait to stretch versus the Giants. Yeah, that'll be a good stretch. Besides Dallas, Tampa is the team I hate most. Oh, really? See, I have to go to Giants. But the Giants have been non-existent for years. Rock the Artist. Time for action. What's up, brother? Why is always playing Tampa? I don't know why. I guess the schedule just has worked out that way. Otherwise, I don't know. The league wants us to lose our schedules. Bullshit. Look, either way, you lose this game, you're 3-1. Most people would take 3-1 first 4 weeks. I want 4-0. If I'm gonna lose, let me lose to an AFC team. I just got back from the grocery store in LA, and some idiot tried to trash talk me by saying the Eagles should be 0-3. I told him, you are what your records say you are, 3-0. I was wearing Eagles tee. Yeah, we're supposed to be 0-3. We should lose every game, but we win every game. It's crazy. I don't think Denver's bad at that. Denver's not bad, but I don't see Denver coming into Philly and winning. I don't think they're as good as some people think they are. Where was it? Maurice, thank you for being here. I love the video intro of the block field goal by Jordan Davis. I look at Mark Holmes' the faces also. Isn't it great? It's one to die for. He was so pissed off. He was more pissed about the Jordan Davis block than Dallas losing. Mad Titan, thank you for the super chat, my man. I appreciate you. Good afternoon, 500. That second half offense needs to be our all-time offense. I agree. And you'll see Barkley will start to get yards and be fine if they come out like that. But if you're too one-dimensional, it ain't gonna work. I hope Dean gets back. We'll see the D-line suffer because of our linebacker play. For real. You think our linebacker play has been bad? I don't think the linebacking play has been bad. I mean, not the off-the-ball guys. Bourne was fantastic. And I thought Jahad Campbell, I thought they both were good. Now, if you're talking about like Jalix Hunt and the edge guys, they got to get home. CJ Davis, what's going on? My prediction is equals 35. Eagles 35, Bucs 17. I'll take it. Eagles are leaving Friday after practice, doing the walkthrough in Tampa. Yeah, I mean, I don't know how much going too early is going to help you adjust to that humidity. It's very hard to adjust to. Rest in peace, Bernie. Rest in peace, Bernie Perrant. 500 should do an edit of Mark talking trash where they're losing 26-7, laugh out loud, then show the end of the game. Well, I got something coming from Mark tomorrow at this time. I'm going to hold off on it, but tomorrow will be a crush Mark day. Our linebackers have missed run fits a few times. For the most part, they have been good, but they were hit and miss against the run. Yeah, the run, that's true. The running game, they killed us in their running game. The run game was bad. We gave up way too many yards. And Tampa can run the ball, so we've got to be much better in our run defense. We play division winners, yeah. We're bad. They both ranked top 10 in the league. I thought Bourne was everywhere. Rocco says, I still think they're going to come out conservative. They are only going to air it out if that's the only option. I hope I'm wrong, but I don't think I am. I mean, you would think they would learn their lesson, no? I mean, if you come out and you play conservative, then what they're going to do is they're going to say, we're not going to worry about your passing game. We're going to play everybody up, and we're going to focus on Barkley and running the ball. And you always run them in the pretty much same spot. And it's going to happen. If you watch after the first touchdown the Eagles score, watch how backed off the Rams are defensively after that series. Completely backed off. And then Barkley bangs out a 12-yard run, bangs out an 11-yard run, and an 8-yard run. That's because they had to back off. Then the Eagles make the same mistake, and they run the ball on first down. And it's like they know you're running on first down. You've got to go against what you usually do because teams are playing the percentages. Philly 500. What does all fan bases have in common? Jekyll Hyde laughing. Yeah, I think that's true. How do we not know Nick has been saying the offense like a few years ago reminds me of the offense when he was calling plays? It might have been him. I'm not saying it wasn't, but I don't know. When they showed Nick on the sideline, it didn't look like he was calling plays. But when they showed what's his face, it looked like he had the big board and he was down there. I don't know. But look, if Nick was calling the plays, he's got to stop. We've had this problem with Nick before, where it's like give up the play calling, you don't call plays. And when he does, we move. 500, you think this should be... I think this is a Saquon Barkley game. Because here's what I think the Eagles are going to come out passing. I think they're going to come out and they're going to play like they did in the second half. And I think that the Bucs, I think the Bucs are going to have to play them honest. And I think Barkley's going to have some big runs. I think Barkley gets going this game. We're winning this game, by the way. We're going to win this game, and we're going to win it. We're going to win it a lot easier than people think. Lipstick and Controllers. I like that name. Hey, 500, what do you think of the Ravens' Derrick Henry fumble issues? Are they overhyped? Well, they're not playing as good as they should be. They've lost to two good teams already. He's fumbled 3 times, I think, in the fourth quarter this year. Now, that has never happened. Like, I don't think he's ever had a fumble, they said, in 10 years in Tennessee or whatever. Like, it just started. So this is just a new thing for him. I still think the Ravens are really talented, but they got to get it together. They should have beat Buffalo, and if you don't fumble that ball, that doesn't mean they beat Detroit, but they're not playing up to their potential. Jason says 500. I'll be at the Bucs game this weekend. We got this. KP better not F it up. I need that link for the 30 jersey, please. I don't have it on me, but wait, maybe I do. Because I sent it to somebody yesterday. Let me see if I have it. No, I don't have it here. I'll have to get it. Send me a DM. I'll get it. Senor says, did you watch Nick's press conference when asked if Jalen Hurts was calling the plays? He got defensive, said Patula was... Yeah, I saw that. Question is, do we believe that? I didn't see Nick calling plays. I didn't either. But he said he was. He said he was calling the plays in the first half. I wonder. One love from Philly. Right back at you. Giants still stink with Jackson. Giants stink, dude. They're done. Nick's a liar. See, a lot of people don't believe it. Giants are a sad case, man. Giants are 0-3. Who do they play this week? The Chargers, I think. They're going to lose. They're 0-4. Done. It's over for them. Think about that. All that. We're going to get Russell Wilson. We're going to do this. We're going to do that. And you're going to try to win a few more games. You're better off losing. Best thing that can happen to the Giants, they lose. Get another high pick. Get a real GM. And get a real coach. Trav, what's going on, my man? How are you? If Bucs get the ball last, I trust Baker. Maybe. Hey, Warrior Raid, what up, homies? What's going on? I think Baker can also hold the ball longer, and if you can get pressure on Baker Mayfield early, he'll turn the ball over. But if you let him sit back and pick you apart, he will pick you apart, just like he did last year with us. I said no one would feel good after this game, Rams game. I was wrong. How could you not? We've got to feel good about the game and the win in terms of what happened, how it played out. But we also got to know that we got to be way better because you can't sustain that. One of the things that happened in the collapse, if you guys remember 2023, was we couldn't sustain all those comebacks. It was like every week we were winning that kind of way. You can't do it. So they've got to right that ship. I did see Nick with the big board talking to the headset. Did you? I haven't watched the game back yet. I've only watched the Jordan Davis play back a couple times. But I need to go back and watch it. I just haven't had time. It's just been, I'm so swamped right now. Nick is probably being literal. He probably tells Kevin what to call sometimes, and then Kevin radios the play, and so technically Kevin's calling the plays, but Nick's probably relays some called. Maybe. Look, Nick should not be calling plays. We've learned this years ago, that Nick is a better head coach, when he does not call plays. And the players spoke up. That's what I liked the most about it, was after the win, Hurts spoke up, A.J. Brown spoke up. A.J. Brown said it best. We've got killers on this team. You can't play this conservative. It's not their DNA. The Eagles, I always say this. How many times have I ever said this? The Eagles are an aggressive team by nature. They're aggressive GM. When they have their best years, it's when Howie's most aggressive. This is an aggressive team. They're aggressive off the field. They're aggressive on the field. You can't take that away from them. You just can't. What up, Philly? How's your Tuesday going? We got to break through and get this W in Tampa. My Tuesday's going good, man. I can't complain at all. How about you? We got 429 people in the chat. Thank you guys so very much for being here. I really, really, truly appreciate it. The Bucs suck. Yes, they do. Baker sounds like cooked. Baker sounds like, we'll see. Yeah, we like playing fast and aggressive. That's when we're at our best. That's when we're at our best. Playing too conservative killed us the first 2.5 weeks. The tush-push team is one playing conservative. Come on. Tush-push team is the one playing conservative. Well, we have been. The first 2.5 weeks, we were really, and I say 2.5 weeks because second half of that Rams game, we were not. But the first 2.5 weeks, the Eagles, and the players even said it. We were playing not to lose. That's what we're playing. Scared money don't win. And when they got out of that in that second half versus the Rams, you saw what they could do. They can't do that again. And that doesn't come from just me. That came from A.J. Brown. That came from Jalen Hurts. And I think even Nick Sirianni acknowledged it. Alex says, yo, 500. Big Dom was fined $75,000 for texting near the Eagles bench. A text violation. It's confirmed. What did he text? Who did he text? Who did he text? Trump? Who did he text? Hey, Philly, I forgot to ask Cilio, is it true that he has info on Frank coming back in December? Yeah, ask him that. I don't. Why would Frank come back? If he's the head, somebody said he's the head coach of Stanford. If he's the head coach, why would he leave that job? Right on, Rocco. That's what I'm saying. Paisan, that's what I'm saying. Hassan Reddick back-to-back revenge games. Yeah, let's shut him down. Blessings to you, Big Love 101. Ringo, like putting in your backup quarterback. We got to stop focusing on this roster's depth distractions. We need to get it to the guys who are professional. Absolutely. I will say, though, if Ringo does start, this is his chance. This is his chance. Or even if it's McWilliams, whoever starts, they get their chance. If they go out and play good, they're going to continue to play. They just got to do it. We play like we're constantly protecting a lead without the lead. Yeah, the Eagles think we're going to just play it not to turn over the ball. We'll let the other team make a mistake and we'll win. I mean, I don't know what got them into that mode, but it crippled them the first 2.5 weeks. They didn't play like that in the Super Bowl. I don't think they played like that in the playoffs. Maybe the divisional round with the snow coming down, but you can't be that conservative. It's true. Philly 500. I saw Lion fans saying, "Make Jalen throw the ball, and he can't beat you." I'm curious if people they're going to keep saying that, and they do think that, and he's going to keep proving them wrong. That drove me crazy. Kept messing kickoffs up in drives. Sorry, 19. Just let it go to that point. They didn't know what to do. That guy kicks a knuckleball. I think I think the worry about that is way too much. Like, that dude has been doing that to teams all year. That's kind of his thing. He kicks a knuckleball, and those guys don't know how to handle it. I don't think you're going to see other teams. Maybe they'll try it, but it ain't going to work. I think that was very specific to the Rams. But it was annoying. 500. It's still early. Few teams can be 6-5 after 11 games and go on a winning streak. A team can be 9-2 and after 11 and finish 10-7. Absolutely. But here's what I'll say: if you think you have a team that is good, and you can relatively stay healthy, right? After going through winning the Super Bowl last year, and then 2 years ago with the collapse and learning from that, to me, if the Eagles start off 4-0, I think the chances that they go 8-0 is really, really good based upon their schedule. So, they start putting that kind of record together, and they take care of the Lions and the Packers. They're gonna. We'll say if between the Rams, the Bucs, the Lions, and the Packers, if they go 3-1 in those 4 games that they got, they should come away with home field throughout the playoffs. Ghost, thank you for super chat, my man. Appreciate ya. He goes, great stream, Philly, man. Thank you so much, man. We got 477 people in here. We're trying to do these like little lunchtime streams. Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. Yeah, Fridays. Thursday night we do Thursday night football. So tomorrow we're gonna crush Mark Holmes tomorrow. You guys will see. Because apparently he was really trashing me during that game when the Eagles were down big. So I have a lot of responses coming. Lorenzo says Hurts is going to play like this game like one because they're going to play defense like Dallas. We'll see. You think he's going to run a lot? Well, they're going to blitz him. They're going to blitz him a lot. They're going to come at him with they're going to come all out blitzes, man. He's got to be ready for that. And they need to figure a way to get Barkley in the screen game. Like delayed screen, even run that tight end screen. Those things will give you big chunk yards, man. But I think this is going to be I think the Eagles are going to kick this team's ass on Sunday. I really do. I think the Eagles hear it. I mean, I think the Eagles know that they've struggled against the Buccaneers. I think they're going to be ready. Appreciate you. You guys are the only Eagles news I get up in here. Thank you, Andrew, man. I appreciate you. Ringo has experience, though. I thought he played well when he played the whole game against Seattle. I can't remember that Seattle game, but all I know is this is his chance. Whoever plays and starts that side, this is his chance. You got to go, Philly. You have a wonderful day. All right, if I talk to him, I will. Hurts wants revenge. Hell yeah. Yep. I wish I had some money to give. Go Eagles. No, you're all good. Casey and the Eagles alike in game 2. I think it's going to be more similar to the Kansas City game. The way that they're going to play us. But if the Eagles come out and they throw and they keep Buccaneers honest, like if they're going to come out and blitz, right? And if the Eagles do get one-on-one opportunities, they got to take advantage of it. I like isolating A.J. Brown on one side. Put your 3 wideouts, put 3 guys on one side, put him by himself on another. Force them to either bring somebody over or one-on-one and take advantage of it. Don't be surprised if the Eagles revert back to the sucky version of themselves. Can't forget how they've done this kind of stuff in the past. Remember that analytical department has say so. Yeah, well, if they do that again, I think that's really, really bad. Because here's the difference. I think this time is that you have players speaking up. You have A.J. Brown speaking out. You have Jalen Hurts speaking out. Like, they're speaking out like we don't want that anymore. So I don't think they can go back to it, because I think they risk causing problems in the locker room. I think you got to listen to your players. Before, in the past, they said nothing. I don't think there's been times where people would complain, well, why doesn't Hurts speak up? And Hurts didn't. He's speaking up now, and I don't think they can. I don't think they can revert back to that. Barkley hasn't shown the production he had last year because our passing game hasn't done anything until the second half on Sunday. As soon as our passing game opened up, Barkley fought. I agree. The one thing, you look at Barkley, he looks just as explosive. He's moving just as well. I just think that the one time, remember in the Chiefs game where Chris Jones is like, they ran the same play 5 times. They knew exactly where we were running the ball. And he wasn't talking about the tush push. He was talking about the inside run. The Eagles have to mix it up. Maybe throwing first down, but if you get that passing game going and you back off that defense away from the line of scrimmage, things will open up for Barkley. Matter of fact, I think that's what's going to happen. I think the Eagles come out. I think they're going to play like they played in the second half. And I think they're going to start running the ball. And I think Barkley's going to have a big game. Maybe he doesn't get 100 yards. Maybe he doesn't get 150 yards. But I think he's going to, in the passing game and in the running game, I think he's going to have a big game. Jalen needs to get rid of the ball fast to the blitz and stop holding the ball so long. Quick slants, quick releases need to start first. Well, he's going to have to do it because they're coming. I can tell you they're coming. I'm tired of the lazy analysis. Barkley isn't the same guy when our guards hasn't played very good due to Dickerson's injury. And yeah, Dickerson's injury has not helped matters. Is he as good as Becton? No, he's not. He's not as good as Becton. However, I still think there are opportunities to run the ball. Here's the key step. Baker, you know what that means, right? That means 3 games in, no picks. That means you're due. So you're telling me he's going to throw 2 picks that game. Is it confirmed Bennett or is hurt? Yeah, they're both hurt. I don't know to what level Jacorian Bennett is. I wonder if he got a concussion on that last play. No, I'm a big believer that you let your defense start. Let your defense start. It ain't Jalen. The routes are stupid. There's no time for those goofy crap arrows the computer came up with to ever deep. Yeah. So my new talking point on Hurts is they say Mahomes, Jackson, Allen, Burrows, Stafford, Goff are better than Hurts. Name one that has winning record against them. None. None of them do. That's what I'm saying. Like, they talk about Hurts like, he doesn't do this, he doesn't do that. But he wins. And I'm sorry, but if you take one quarterback right now in today's NFL, and you said, all right, you're down 4 with 2 minutes to go, I'd take Hurts every time over anybody. Because I know he's going to win. When we were down and we had that last drive that we scored a touchdown, I didn't doubt he was going. I knew he was going down there and scoring a touchdown. I knew it would happen. Just wonder if they could get the 2-point conversion. A-War Ray says, so my new talking point, I think I read that. Yeah, I agree with you. Nick, thank you for the super chat, my man. Appreciate it. Whoa, CJ was cut by the Tekkens. Check it. Oh, you shitting me? No fucking way. Really? Why? Why was he cut? Dude, does he come back to Philly? No, oh my God, you're right. Holy shit. Adam Schefter reporting, Texans release veteran safety C.J. Gardner Johnson. Wow, breaking news right now. What the frig? They cut C.J. Gardner Johnson. Somebody tell me what the hell? No, Howie's not bringing him back. I think there's got to be something going on. If the Texans release him, why? Holy crap. Could you imagine if they brought CJ? What if CJ calls the Eagles and say, I'm sorry, just bring me back. Just bring me back. That's crazy. But the problem is for CJ, Makuba has played too well. He's played too well. There's got to be something going on. I would love it, you know. I love CJ Gardner Johnson. But why would they cut him? That's insane. There's got to be something. I don't know. I'm not positive. I think after so many years, right? Like, once you're in the league so long, you don't go through waivers, I thought. He caused locker room drama with Rookie and Slay. Yeah, I know. Yeah, C.J. Gardner Johnson just got released by the Texans. Now, the Eagles could bring him back if they want. I don't know. What the frig? How he could get him dirt cheap. But why? Look, you got to wonder, you got to ask yourself, why would C.J. Gardner Johnson, and this is breaking news, we got 561 people in here, hit that like, make sure you subscribe. Why would C.J. Gardner Johnson get cut? You tell me, that is so crazy. There's got to be something that happened in Texas with Houston that pissed them off, that cut him. Because they were so high on him. I mean, I was watching like the practices and stuff. They were so high on CJ. So why did they cut him? Is he pissed off their 0-3? Philly Hurts is like a delicious meal that gets scrutinized because the plate is not decorated enough. They are not looking at what matters. Yeah, exactly right. That's a perfect analogy. Howie won't bring him back. He's obviously a bad person at this point. I tried to stick up for him because no concrete evidence, but we know now. Well, I think that there's the reason they cut him, there's got to be something to it, dude. However, if there's not, if it's just that, hey, we're 0-3 and he's pissed off, I'd bring him back. And bring him back in a second. But I got to assume there's something more serious going on. Well, is all that. Go Eagles. Yes. He sucks down there. It's been a mess, what I saw. It's interesting. Mav says he don't care why. He don't care that he slept with the owner's wife. Bring him back. Super Blaze. Blaze, thank you for the super chat, my man. He goes, he's probably talking shit. They are 0-3. Yeah, I'm sure he's pissed off. C.J. Gardner Johnson released. Yes. This is breaking news, by the way. Happening on this show. I'm shocked. I am actually shocked. I don't know why. I don't know. It's kind of crazy. I'm going to change my title real quick, if you don't mind. I gotta change that. I mean, Howie wants him back. He could possibly go get him. Now the question is does he got to pass through waivers? That's the question. Oh, Umbrella Man, thank you for the super chat, my man. He goes, hey, how you doing? Bring him back. Bring him back. I'm all for bringing him back. You know it. To me, we bring him back. We going. He's cleared waivers. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how long you have to be in the league. You get to a certain point in the league where you don't have to go through waivers anymore. I don't know if he's there or not. But CJ was their starting safety. I don't understand what happened. I guess both the Eagles and Texas CJ Kane trade. Yeah, I guess they both lost. But where's CJ Gardner Johnson going to go now? Dallas? Dallas going to call him up and bring him in? You know, what's going to happen? Yeah, 500, no waivers because he's not a rookie deal. That's what I thought. Yeah. Nick, thank you for the super chat. He goes, I asked Grok, he's a free agent, sign with us. Yeah, I don't think he's going to have to pass through waivers because of how long he's been in. But if the Eagles don't want him, we got to find out why the Texans cut him. You've got to find out why the Texans cut him. That's the number one issue. CJ put a hit on Cowboy. I'll be pissed, don't say it. Well, I'm saying, there's other teams that are going to want his services. But it depends on why he got cut. I mean, if you're a team, you're going, why would they cut CJ Gardner Johnson? Would you not? Stacy Crawford, thank you so much for the super chat. Appreciate you. He was out of position all the time and he's missing tackles. That's why. Well, if that's the only reason that they cut him, I'm bringing him back. I have no problem bringing him back. He's a better upgrade over Epps. I'm bringing him back. If the only reason is because he missed tackles, yeah, I'm bringing him back. It's got to be something more than that. Bring him home. Ish, thank you for the super chat. Appreciate it. I feel like this game is a revenge game, like how the 49ers got their revenge. Plus, we had no Smitty AJ last year. I agree. It is. And I think it's like the Rams approached the Eagles like, we got to beat them. I think the Eagles are going to feel like they got to go prove that they can go down there and win. I think Hurts is going to be great this week. Bobby's bunghole juices are flowing to this news. 500, do we go get him and move Cooper to corner? No, I don't move Cooper to corner. I'm not moving Cooper to corner. You know why? Because he's a good open field tackler. I think you need that in the middle of the field. But if CJ just got cut because of play, I'm signing him. Honestly, Blankenship been looking kind of weak, but I think that's because Makuba is so new. His role's changed. Yeah, possibly. I mean, look, I call CJ Gardner Johnson up and say, look, we'll give you a 1-year deal. Come in, sign 1 year. Sign for the rest of the year. I would do it. Why not? I mean, they did cut Jalen Mills at safety and said that they are plenty deep. It's just weird because, I mean, I was watching their practices and stuff, and I was listening, and all they were raving about CJ. They were raving about him in preseason. The Umbrella Man, thank you for the super chat. He goes, I just read he was complaining about his role and wanted to blitz more. Then I'm bringing him back. If that's what it is, I'm bringing him back. If they cut him because he complained about not blitzing more, when you're an 0-3 team, maybe you should listen to your players. I'm bringing him back. Yeah, he's coming home. I'm all on the CJ Gardner Johnson back. You know what happens? You get CJ Gardner Johnson back. You go back to the Super Bowl. That's what always happens. Yeah, we got to get him back. Peaches and Schemes, thank you for the super chat. He goes, this Bucs game is huge. They've won all their games in the final seconds. If the Birds get up big, we've got this. Go Birds. This is huge, Peaches and Schemes. This is something we got to do it. I'm with you, Joel. It wouldn't be smart of the Eagles to channel their inner Deuce Staley and send boatloads of pickle juice to Tampa. Come back to eat. Yeah, I was thinking the same thing, dude. I'm already shipping that stuff back. We need to win this game. I agree. It's a huge game for the Eagles. They win this game, they're going to run away with the conference. Bring back CJ and put Makumba in the slot. I don't think that's a bad idea. I don't think it's a bad idea bringing him back. If they cut him over him complaining then I bring him back because the Eagles can deal with that. They know how to deal with CJ. All right? CJ is saying, listen, we need to blitz more, and they're ignoring him, but they're 0-3. Maybe they should listen to him. No, the only way I care if he got cut, if there's some like legal issue coming, if there's something that happened that he's going to get in trouble for that they don't want to deal with, if he's throwing punches at teammates, something crazy, then I think you stay away. But if it's something because they didn't like him complaining and they just didn't want to put up with it, I mean, we can deal with that. I mean, we could deal with it. In his instant energy on defense helps. So I'm all for this. I think, listen, if you're C.J. Gardner-Johnson, yeah, you're going to go back to Philly. You go there, you know what you're doing right away. I say bring him back. Brooks, thank you for Super Chat. He goes, if the Eagles don't sign him, I will start a riot. I don't know if they will. I really don't know. But I would do it. Umbrella Man, thank you for Super Chat. He goes, Aaron Wilson, NFL has sources on Twitter. What did he say? What did he say again, Umbrella Man? He said that it was because of complaining. That's not a good enough reason to cut him. I mean, if you can't, oh God, here we go. It's totally your fault. In a good way or a bad way. We got 716 people in here. Thank you guys so much for being here. I appreciate it. Yeah, I got to go sign them. Like A.J. Brown said, we got killers on this team. Bring them back. I mean, what are we going to be crying about? We're scared. CJ got into it with the Texas coach about his role. Then I bring him back. The Eagles already know how to handle that. All right. Plus, I don't think CJ Gardner-Johnson, I don't think he can get away with that with the Eagles. Not the same level. I just don't think he can. So I would bring him back. I'm gonna check. I'm gonna check something out with that real quick. But before I do that more, let me show you guys something I got going on this weekend. Check this out. ProfitX is the ultimate sports prediction market. Dive into peer-to-peer plays, create your own odds, and face off with fellow fans for bigger thrills and better payouts through exciting sweepstakes. Legal in 40 states. It's the smartest way to play. Get started now with promo code Philly500 and score up to $200 in ProfitX cash. The Eagles are minus 3.5 point favorites in Tampa, according to ProfitX. I'm taking the Eagles because I think they're going to win. I think they're going to win fairly good by a lot more than some people think. So I'm taking the Eagles minus 3.5, and you could do this too if you go to ProfitX. Just use promo code Philly500, and you will be good to go. Definitely check it out, no doubt about it. Now, CJ Gardner-Johnson's got me all rattled. I'm all about this. I want him back. John, thank you for the super chat, my man. He goes, no shot we bring CJ back. We didn't trade him just for the sake of it. Well, they claim. Well, if the Eagles are being honest, let's be honest. If the Eagles are being honest on why they got rid of him, it had only to do with money. The only reason they basically got rid of him is what they said was to save cap money. So if that's the case, now you could go sign him to a cheaper contract, and he could come in. I'm bringing him back. Who's number 8? Adoree Jackson? You got to give up that number, mother humper. He's giving up 8 right away. I want him back. Need that voice on defense. You need that yeah, I say do it. Better us get him back than another contender, right? Pitbull, right? You want him to go back to Detroit? Maybe he goes to the Rams. You don't want to see anything like that. CJ, CJ back to Eagles. We just meant to be. Wouldn't it be great? Sources say Christian Parker was ready to walk if CJ stayed. Well, that might be the case. I don't know. All I can say is, if you can make it work for 1 year, I'm not saying sign him to a long-term deal. Makuba is the guy. But if he wants to come for the rest of the year, why not come to a place where you could come in real quick and just be a part of the team? Him complaining about his role is not a big issue for me. Howie to not go and bring him back. The question would be, would he bring him back? I mean, do I think they'll bring him back? No. I don't think they'd bring him back. Do I think they should? Yeah. From what I know, yeah. Now, if Christian Parker, he doesn't want him, then you can't do anything about it. But it's very odd that the Texans cut him, dude. I just can't believe they cut him. So Makuba to the bench? Not necessarily. Yeah, I'm benching Blankenship for CJ. There you go. You could do that and keep Makuba in. He could even, if he's willing to say, look, you're going to rotate in. Goodbye, Sidney Brown. I would do it. But, well, why not? See you getting passed around league like a blunt, man. CJ is going to want money on that 1-year deal. Let the young guys play. Well, you just give them up front. You got the money. You just pay him 1-year deal. You pay him up front. Give him a nice little signing bonus. Make it conditional. You got to play by the rules. You can't be complaining. Blah, blah, blah. And he comes in. JH, thank you for Super Chat. He goes, Howie outside CJ's house in the rain, wearing a white silk shirt, saying, come back, baby. I was wrong. I love it. I love it. I mean, you got Epps. You brought Epps back. Why can't you bring CJ back? I want CJ back, man. I want him back. He was just telling a story. Nobody said that was a big issue. Yeah, I don't know what's going on. I would have benched Jory Jackson for CJ Gardner. Well, he's a different position, really. 1 year, $10 million is a guarantee. Look, here's the thing. CJ Gardner-Johnson just got cut by the Texans. How many teams are willing to sign him to an extension, big money? None. What's the best thing that can happen for him? Go somewhere you could play and be on your best behavior. And then, have a great year, have the Eagles talk great about you, and then go sign a contract somewhere else. I like the idea. So you're going to whatever team getting selected in a pickup basketball game. Possibly. Cut Epps for CJ immediately. Immediately. I love CD, but we'd be good with Drew Coobs. I also doubt he would want to be a backup. He might not want to be a backup, but what choice does he have? Well, and I don't even know how much of a backup. Like, you rotate him in. They rotated Sidney Brown in a lot. Just for a depth piece, I say why not? What do you lose? I'm doing it if I could. Yeah, he's got to accept the bench role. Here's the thing. How many teams are going to want to pay him the money he wants or thinks he deserves? Nobody. He's going to have to go prove it. So go back to the Eagles. Be on your best behavior. Take the backup role. Show you're a team guy. All that. Let the Eagles talk good. And then go sign a contract somewhere else next year. That's what I think that he should do. That would be my advice. So he might be on his best behavior. Do I think it'll happen? No. I would say there's like a 30% chance. Philly, I like the comments you're saying, come back to Philly. It might happen, bro. Put him as a cornerback like he was in those Sauls, your cornerback too. He can't play cornerback too. He couldn't play cornerback too. Reed is effing terrible. Go watch him. He can't cover. Only looked good last year because CJ made him look good because CJ covers so much ground. We're going to find out. If you read C.J. Gardner's article in Sports Illustrated about the Texans' loss to Tampa, seems clear he's still hooked on the Birds and the Super Bowl team he left. I bet he kept making comparisons in the locker room. Really? Dude, if they brought him back, that would be awesome. C.J. Makuba's safety intrigues me. No offense to Reed. No offense to Reed. I know, me too. Sign C.J. to a 3-year deal. I would just sign him to a 1-year deal. Just for the rest of the year. CJ will never be on his best behavior. That I can't make that judgment. Defense not the problem. Defense has a bend, not break mentality this year. Keeping the Rams to field goals instead of touchdowns was key. It was great. And I think the defense is good, except for when Makuba goes out, right? He's been hurt, twice already this season. Then you're so thin at safety, like Epps and Sidney Brown. You're so thin. He would give you so much more depth at safety. Brand, thank you. Appreciate you. Mayday, Mayday? What's up? How are you? If he came back and you like Makumba, maybe in the slot and move Coop, but I don't want to move around that. I don't move Coop out of the slot. I might put him in Reed's spot, to be honest with you. And I like Reed, but more importantly, I would just rotate them safeties. They do it anyways. Sidney Brown played how many snaps? Let Sidney Brown go and bring back CJ. Yeah. Run defense was not good. I agree. you know, 20 guys with personalities like CJ Knuckles. Yeah, well, I mean, the Eagles will make that judgment, and that may be why he doesn't, you know. What are we talking about? CJ Gardner Johnson just got released by the Texans. Apparently, he was complaining about them starting 0-3 and you know, talking about what they needed to do on defense. Coaches didn't like it. Well, any safety on Devontae Adams, that's not going to go well. Agreed. Put CJ at safety. Let him hit Akuba at free safety. He covered better. It's interesting what they could do. I'm back, Philly. Why did CJ get... I don't know for sure. But what people are saying is that he was complaining about his role not being used right, and they didn't like that. Let's go Sidney Brown and CJ rotate. I love it. If that's why the Texans cut him, it's insane. Texas soft. Yeah, and that's why they're 0-3. Maybe they should listen to their players. The desperation of the Cowboy fans are begging for CJ. Are they really? Yeah, well, they need help. I'll get sick if CJ went to Dallas. But I don't think CJ will go to Dallas. He don't want to go with a team 1-2. They stink. I don't think CJ wanted to leave Philly. I know he didn't. It's possible for CJ to come back because he came back after 1 year departure. Yeah, and if you know, he knows that in his bottom line, his money is going to get hurt because teams don't want to sign him now because the reputation. Well, maybe one way to repair it is to go back to Philly, play the role of good teammate. If it's backup role, whatever they want you to come in for and do, be willing to do, and show, you know, that you can do that. And that would actually help him probably get a better contract in the all season. CJ's he might go to Chargers. That wouldn't surprise me. 500, there's more to CJ leaving here than him getting cut by Texans. His head case is not good in the locker room. No chance to probably be like Kaepernick from the 49ers. Well, I mean, maybe. But here's the thing. Whatever you want to say about CJ Gardner Johnson, they went to a Super Bowl both years he was on the roster, and they won one last year. I don't think he's a Kaepernick type guy. I think he's a very emotional kid. I think that he wears his heart on his sleeve. I think he speaks up and says things, and sometimes it rubs people the wrong way. But the Eagles have showed that they can deal with it. But he may not be the guy. No, you're right. The Chargers don't need him. Got to bring him back, if not for depth. What I'm thinking is he wants to play. He wants a contract. I mean, teams are going to be iffy on why the Texans cut him. You're going to say, okay, the Eagles traded him. He was, you know, Eagles trade him. Texans cut him. He only was in Detroit 1 year. Are we going to really risk signing this guy to a multi-year deal or something like that? So he's probably going to only get a 1-year prove-it deal. Why not go back to Philly where you know, be willing to be the backup to Makuba, and play it out? I think it would actually be good for him. It's like the Eagles are the girlfriends he wants back. Let's do it. I agree. CJ don't want to be losing team like the Texans anyway. He don't. That's why he don't want to go to Dallas. The rumors are CJ requested a trade and that he was being a problem behind closed doors and was an issue towards players and coaches. Interesting. It depends on what the issue is. I mean, if the issue is like really bad, there's no chance. There's probably no chance the Eagles do it anyways, but I would. If you bring back Makuba, is Goons to be backup? Yeah. Speak up one thing, knowing when to shut up is not true. Yeah, and do the same thing. Leave Cooper at cornerback 2 when you're in base. CJ could cover slot. That's what they did before we moved him to safety because he won money. Yeah, I mean, who knows? It's interesting. Mav says he should never have left in the first place. Bring him back. Yeah, but what's an issue? If the issue is you telling people they are 0-3, they're playing like shit, is that really an issue? No, that's really not an issue. That's really just the truth. Yeah, I don't know, man. It's really interesting. It's really interesting why they cut him. That would be unbelievable if the Eagles did that. Man. This is what I was saying about how he got cut from us. Unfortunately, he's probably big enough locker room distraction that he wanted to go to another direction. Hope I'm wrong, though I like him. The Texans couldn't put up with him. When you're 0-3, it's a lot harder to put up with. I don't know that he could go back to Philly and do that. Battle Post Media, thank you for the super chat. He goes, hey, 500, do you think CJ did this on purpose to get released knowing they would really need him back? Go Birds. Well, it sounds like they said he requested a trade. Man, it's interesting. 500, don't bring him back. I'm not stunning Makuba's growth. There's a reason why we trade him. Let the young guys. Well, I'm not gonna replace Makuba. Makuba's staying. But I might put him in Reed Blankenship's role, or I might just put him as a backup. Say, listen, play ball with us, come in, do what we ask, keep your mouth shut, and we will do everything we can to help you get a contract with another team next year. We will help you. So I just called the NovaCare Complex and left a message on the comments line. Bring CJ home. That's awesome. That's awesome. I'm with 500. Go Eagles. Yes. He is sucked down in Texas, and September trade request is insane. Yeah. I'm not going to lie. Makuba has only had one game where we knew he existed. Makuba can sit. CJ comes back. He disrespected Jason Kelsey's sister-in-law. CJ ain't come. Where did that come from? I have never heard anything about him doing anything to Jason Kelsey's sister-in-law. Are you talking about the Swift shirt thing? I don't care about that. That doesn't bother me. Hey, 500, what up, everyone? What did I miss? CJ Gardner Johnson got cut. Breaking news. You're hoping, Ken, but you should have taken care of business against Cleveland. Man. Yeah, I know. Whatever. That to me is not a big deal. Put him in the slot and have Coop on the outside. I don't want to put Coop on the outside. He's got to be willing to come back and play a lesser role. But I think if he does that and he shows teams he can play ball, I think it'll help him get another contract. Michael says, I think we can get him back. He always had loved us, especially after he won a Super Bowl. Hopefully, does it twice and he can be a backup because I'm not letting him take Makuba or Blankenship. Well, no, he's got to come back as a backup. Let him come back as a backup. Nothing wrong with that. Because where's he going to go? Any team he goes to, he's going on a 1-year deal, and he's got to go to a team where he doesn't know the system. He's going to have to work his way in. Why not just go to the Eagles and play ball for 1 year, and then let the Eagles say CJ was great, we loved having him, blah blah blah, and help him get a contract somewhere else. CJ was a red zone liability. He's willing to do whatever. He has to be doing whatever Vic asks. Versatile Fangio seems to be collecting players who can play multiple positions of defense. Well, that's partly true. I wouldn't say that Sidney Brown could play multiple positions. I wouldn't say that Marcus Epps could play multiple positions. Both those guys are not as versatile as C.J. Gardner-Johnson, and they're not as good. And if you're going to go out and sign Epps for depth at safety, I mean, dude, the guy already knows your system, and he's better than those guys. Prolifics of CJ and Makumba injury prone. That's why you bring him back. Yeah, and we've seen 2 injuries by Makumba already. This could work out since our corner and safety is hurt, so they might have to go ahead and get him back. They can get him back. Now, if you trade a guy, you have to wait 2 years to be able to get him back in a trade or something like that. He gets cut. It's different. Q might not want CJ back after he kept jumping in front of his picks. Why? He drops them anyways. Brandon Lee Gaunt posted that a traded player must have played in at least 4 games to be acquired by the club that traded him. In a trade, right? But if he gets cut, I'm pretty sure that is void. Is it true Adoree and Bennett are injured and questionable? Yeah, they're both injured and questionable. We got Makumba in need position cornerback. Well, the cornerback position, no team's going to cut a starting cornerback. So we've got to go out and get a guy. Right, it wouldn't be a trade. Miss on not keeping Isaiah Rodgers. Yeah, I mean, it looks like it. Absolutely. Johnny Blaze of Madden, what's going on? Okay, so I guess it's official that Wilson is benched and Dart is now playing. I didn't hear anything official, but it sounded like they could go that direction. I would CJ back, but I think the Packers might go after to keep pace with us. The Packers might. I mean, I don't know. I forget. Well, Packers got Xavier McKinney. So they got safeties. I don't know where he's going to end up. Well, Shipley probably comes back this week. Mayday, thank you for the super chat, my man. He was watching from the Cayman Islands. Sunday was fire, man. Thank you, man. I appreciate it. I hope you're having a good time. Oh, crap. CJ Gardner-Johnson, bring him back. If at all possible, bring him back. I don't know where he's going to end up, but it's crazy. It's crazy. Yes, bring CJ home. It's official per Adam Schefter. So Dart started. Well, then the Giants just gave up on their season. They should fire everybody. Wesley says, according to Aaron Wilson of KPRC, Gardner-Johnson's release comes after there was friction between him and the team behind the scenes. Johnson complained about his role. That's nothing to me. That's nothing. That wouldn't scare me. Did I miss something? Is Ringo going to get snaps this week? I don't know. Well, Brandon Lee got. Well, he might know, but I haven't heard that rule. I know that when you're talking trade, there's rules. When somebody gets cut, I don't know. Maybe that is a rule. If so, I mean, I don't think they were going to sign him anyways, but you never know. Sign him and then trade for Rodgers. Trade him. He felt rejected. It sucks. CJ winning Super Bowl being traded. It did. Double moonwalk his ass back to Philly. CJ never wanted to be in Houston. He's too emotional, and it's part of the reason why the Eagles moved on. Agreed. 800 people, only 350 likes. Let's go, Bird Gang. Help 500. Click the like button. Absolutely. He's going to end up with the team with the the Rams. Jesus. Watch, I'm going to lose my shit. Bring boy back at home. Yeah, he goes to the Rams. That sucks. Complain about his role or berating the coaches. Who knows? It's hard to say. We weren't there. We need CJ back, no question. He's one of us, heart and sleeves. 500, him and Reed will play well together, and he'll spark on defense. I mean, if you said to me, do I think the Eagles will bring him back? I do not. Because I don't think they cut him because of the money. They claim to cut him for the money, but I don't think that's why they cut him. But would I bring him back personally? Yeah. Guys, half of us thought keeping Rodgers was the play, but the club obviously thought Ringo was ready. I'm not going to what if Rodgers, Ringo effed up, and that's what it is. It's true. Yeah, supposedly Bennett is hurt. Sign CJ for a slot and move Coop outside for now. I'm not moving Coop. I'm seeing that we've claimed for yeah, we did. It's Mark Holmes' fault for CJ being released. Well, Mark wants him. Apparently, Mark is already asking for him. When did Bennett get hurt? He was on the block he was the one who blocked the holder. I think he might have got hurt on that play. I don't know what the injury is. But he might have got hurt on that play itself. So who knows? If you bring CJ back, how do you? Well, I mean, you have to work all that out. You know, I don't think that they're going to bring him back. But if you can and you can work it out with the coaches, I would do it. I mean, how can you not say he's not better than Sidney Brown or Epps? However, if the coaches don't want him, it's not going to happen. Like I said, do I think they're going to bring him back? No, because I think they got rid of him because of the complaining and stuff. So, you know, they said they did it only for salary cap reasons. I don't believe that. And the proof in the pudding will be the fact that if they don't bring him back, then it was never about the money. Slow news day? I wouldn't consider it a slow news day, no. Stephon Gilmore sounds better option. Sydney, nobody wants him. I don't care what nobody's saying in this chat. Bring CJ in. It's a wrap. Straight back to the Super Bowl. 500. The NFL banned Jordan Davis and Jalen Carter from... Come on. Hi. Want to say hi? Say hi. What's up? Cat's waiting for me to hold it. We've been to the Super Bowl every time he's been on the roster. Just saying. I agree. An unhappy coach just make themselves happy. My solution. There you go. They're going to bench Wilson and Dart is now the starter. Well, then, I mean, they're pretty much giving up on the year. Yeah, how you doing, Kitty? Kitty's tired. Then, Polo, you know what you should do? You should take your ass out of the stream. Go. Get the fuck out. Bye. See you later. Go. We don't want you here. Kitty wants the earbud. You know, Kitty's tired. My thing is why Texas did not trade him. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I mean, we got to see what happened. There's a lot more. There's possibly a lot more to this whole thing than just he was getting on coach's nerves. You know. Yeah, just get the fuck out. Go. I don't want you here. I don't like your face. If the Giants were smart, they wouldn't let Dart start this year until they address their offensive line. They should start. Well, the coaches are so desperate. Those coaches are desperate to keep their job. The GM, desperate to keep his job. They should have fired those guys last year. Drop Jackson now and Howie needs to call CJ himself. Mike Evans out this week, so this will help. Right? Hello, beautiful kitty. Hey. Come say hi. Say hi. Hello. So the Texans released CJ. Saints trade him. The Lions key him walk. But you said Howie made a mistake by letting him go. Well, Howie brought him back also. So Howie let him go the first time. Thought enough of him to bring him back the second time. He won a Super Bowl with him. Then he traded him, according to him, based on salary cap. So if you take that, then yeah. Why not? I'm not saying that there aren't issues with him, but we know how to deal with him. Breaking news: Roger Goodell wants to suspend Jordan Davis and Jalen Carter for blocking field goals. Davis is going to run him down if he does. They probably do. What is it? Thank you, my man. I don't know what that guy's problem with 500, but I enjoyed hanging out. Yeah, I don't know. I don't give a shit about that guy. I've never seen him before in my life. And I never want to see him again. How he's putting the cap in salary cap. Yeah. Check Mark Holmes' hangover cam. Probably won't have a hard time finding that kitty home. No, it won't. They never have problem finding home. They usually go in a day. Sign the kitten. Yeah. Look at this guy. You beat Cleveland. You didn't even beat Cleveland. Leo, what's going on, my man? What were you bringing biggest takeaways from yesterday's performance? How are you feeling about the team headed into Week 4 matchup? Well, I think if they come out of their shell and go play the way they played the second half, if they run that kind of offense, I think they're going to beat the crap out of them. You know, my biggest takeaway from that game was that what we all thought, that the Eagles were handcuffing Hurts, was true. And they took the handcuffs that you saw. So hopefully, you got stone cold killers on this team. You've got to open it up. And if they do that, I think they'll win. Matter of fact, I think Barkley's going to have a big game this week. That I really do. Phil, you remember 2021? We're bragging and moaning for Russ Wilson and Deshaun. People were begging and moaning for Deshaun Wilson. Now Deshaun is terrible. Russ benched for Dart. Hurts is a Super Bowl MVP. Look at MVP this year. Yeah, I mean, I don't remember, like, in my streams and chats, most of the people did not want either guy that I remember. I mean, we talked about it, and we were all like, I remember most people not wanting him, but maybe they did. I just don't remember. Maybe Mav wanted him, Deshaun Watson, but that was it. No, I'm just kidding, Mav. Don't get all pissed. Devontae Jones, thank you for Super Chat. Sent you a couple of tweets from Houston Reporter about why he got cut. Read them, please. Let me see. All right, so here you go. Sources. Texas released C.J. Gardner Johnson after friction behind the scenes with veteran safety. Criticism of the team, complaints about his role, including wanting to blitz more frequently and requesting a trade. Among the issues Pound Texans experienced behind the scenes, C.J. Gardner-Johnson, per sources, he was critical of teammates in the secondary and didn't like his role. It was a locker room issue ultimately, and he just wasn't a good fit for the team and for a talented player. Yeah, it's probably why the Eagles got rid of him too, to be honest. Mad Tight David Super Chat. He goes, sure could use Isaiah Rodgers about now. Well, forget he ain't going anywhere. He's not going anywhere. If they could do it, they should do it. Will they do it? I don't think so. But should they? Yeah. Chandler says, sounds like why the Eagles won't bring him back. That's what I think. I mean, I think that's exactly what was going on with the Eagles, and they trade him. The Eagles just didn't want to do him wrong, and they said that they cut him or they traded him with the salary cap. You know? So, I mean, we'll see. Brooks celebrates 1 month of membership. Thank you so much. We still don't have a real safety set in stone. It's week 4. Why not get him? I think it's the locker room issue is going to be the problem. But what I personally would do it immediately. I would do it. I would get my coaches and say, get over it. I would get CJ. I would say, listen, we're going to help you rebuild your image so you can get a contract with the team next year. But you got to come in and you got to play your role. And I would make it clear, and then I would bring him back. Why are you reading his tweets? I tagged you in something and you yet to look at it. I did look at it. I'm pretty sure I commented on it too. What are you talking about? And you're going to say that's the person you are, then you get the fuck out too. Alright? I ain't put up with your shit. When C.J. Gardner-Johnson grow up about to be out of the league? He might be. That's what I'm saying. He's got to go redo his image. Professor Hammett gifted 1 membership. Thank you so much, my man. Appreciate it. If it comes to players' vote, CJ's coming back. I think he could, yeah. I think we can. Look, I think the Eagles are perfect for him. They know exactly what CJ Gardner-Johnson does. That is, the players know him. They've won with him. I think they could do it. I'd bring him back in a second. Yeah. Now I would bring him back conditionally. Like, you can come back, but you're not starting. Makuba's my starter. I drafted him in the second round. He's starting. You'll play that, you'll play a backup role. You got to be okay with it. You got to be a team guy. You'll get plenty of snaps, but we need you to do that. He's not eligible to come back this season because he was traded. Yeah, I don't know how that works. That I don't know. I know that if you trade a guy, you have to wait 2 years to be able to get him back. If a guy gets cut, from what I heard and what I read before when we were talking about Reddick, you can bring him back if he's cut. Now, does he have to play so many games? Perhaps. But, where's he going to go? Think of how we can blitz with C.J. Campbell and Dingbat, though. Yeah. Paul says, I don't think bringing him back would be a smart move. Well, I think that most likely the Eagles won't bring him back. I don't think it'll happen. But if you have to go out and sign Marcus Epps because you need depth at safety, and you could go get him back and he's willing to play that backup role, I don't see how that's not an upgrade. Right, he isn't allowed to be traded back. He's cut. Right. That's what we read. That's what they remember. There was a big deal about Reddick. Reddick might get cut, and it was like the talk was, well, the Eagles should trade and get Reddick back because the Jets aren't happy with him. And they're like, you can't do it for 2 years. And then it was like, but if he gets cut, you could bring him back. So maybe maybe there's a certain amount of games he has to play before that happens. But I would think if he gets cut, I don't see how a team couldn't bring him back. You got a problem, like, bro, if I want to get the F out, Jake Elliott will field goal your ass. Exactly. I'm not playing today. I ain't playing. It says you vested vets. If they are released, it become a free agent and can be signed. That's true. I apologize if I want no real beef with you. No problem. All right, we're good. We're good. I did respond to your thing. I'm almost positive. I did look at it like a week ago. Jay Brim, you can get the fuck out too. 500 laying belt the ass today. That's right. My boy CJ Gardner Johnson's out there. The Rams forced him on the field playing base so much. I saw way too much Sidney Brown last game. That's the problem with CJ, though. He wants to be a full-time starter, and they drafted Makumba. I could see it work if CJ is willing to play any role that Ash play without creating a scene. Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, if he just got cut, how many teams are going to be willing to give him big money now or big contract, right? How many teams want to do it? Nobody. So he's going to have to take a one-year deal somewhere. Well, if you go wherever you go, you're not going to go and start. You're going to have to play backup. You're going to have to do it wherever you go. So why not do it in Philly where you know? You probably get more snaps than somebody else. Philly got me dying today. I love it. Thanks for good. You're awesome, man. It's good. Am I doing okay? Yeah, I'm doing okay. But I ain't putting up with no shit. I'm tired of putting up with the shit. I ain't putting up with it today. My man CJ Gardner's out there. I ain't putting up with it. In order to win against the Buccaneers, they can't start slow again. They have to pressure Mayfield to take some chances. Agreed. They got to get out. To me, you got to get off on third down. You got to get off the field. Can't have that defense like last year. Have 3 straight drives. 3 straight long drives to start a game, all giving up 7 points. We could move him around like a chess piece. I don't know. I just want him back. I would love to get him back. Where's Pumper? I don't know. Yeah, I'm going to time your ass out too, Mav. Yeah, I just read it again. Come back to the team that traded him in the same year if he's cut. He can come back to the team if he's traded, if he's cut. Didn't say anything about how many games he's played. That's what we learned during the Hassan Reddick situation a year ago. A player like C.J. Gardner-Johnson, he needs a headache. He wants to play what he wants to play. He doesn't go by what the coaches want. It's like C.J. Gardner. Well, and that's probably why the Eagles won't bring him back. I'm not saying I think they're going to do it. Make no mistake. I'm not saying I think they're going to. I'm just saying that I would. Bring back C.J. Gardner back. I would love it. I would love it. Doobie, thank you for the super chat, my man. He goes, Philly, I missed the start. Did you discuss replacing our offensive coordinator and what could look like if we do that? Do you think it was Jalen as offensive coordinator after the first half? I'm not so sure. I believe Patullo was calling the play. I do think it was Hurts. I don't think they're going to replace the offensive coordinator, but I do think they're going to change up how they play. I do think you're going to see them play more aggressive, and I think that'll make a big difference. If they don't do it and they fall on deaf ears to those players playing, it'll be a big problem. To replace the offensive coordinator in season is really hard. But you cannot sign for 2 years. However, the exemption says that if he's active the full time on the roster for less than 3 games, you can sign him back. I just read the exact rule. Wait, what is it? It says you cannot sign for 2 years. You cannot sign him for 2 years. However, the exemption says if he was active the full time on the roster less than 3 games, You could sign him back. I just read that. So 3 games. So he could technically come back. Is that what you're saying? No, they didn't cut Reddick, but there was talk that they were going to want to move Reddick. Remember, because there was talk that they were going to trade Reddick because he wouldn't sign a contract. And everybody was flipping out about getting Reddick back. We could get him back. And they were like, no, you can't trade him for 2 years. If you trade a guy, you got to wait 2 years. You can't trade for him. But the stipulation was if he's cut, you could bring him back. They didn't cut Reddick. No, Reddick played for the Jets last year. I'd bring CJ back just so he doesn't end up somewhere like Washington or LA. Yeah. Well, no matter what, wherever he goes, how long is it going to take for him to be full-time? Washington would be a place I'd be concerned about. The Rams or Lions will sign CJ before the Eagles. Well, I don't know if the Eagles want him. I mean, we got to say the fans might want it, but the Eagles themselves most likely do not want him. And then there's some talk that he may not even be eligible. So I don't know. I'll have to look into that. Right, that's what we were told last year. Marie says, I will tell the locker room we're getting back. You guys make millions of dollars playing kids sports. Grow up and let's win a Super Bowl. He could end up in the Bucs. I mean, what do they got at safety? I like C.J. Gardner. I just don't know how it's going to be helping the young guys. Well, I mean, if he's got to come in and do different things. Supposedly, y'all can't resign him because he didn't play 4 games. That might be the case. I mean, I didn't know that rule. They never said anything about that rule. Vested vets who played less than 4 games can sign wherever. 3 games is all he played. So vested vets who play less than 4 games can sign wherever. 3 games is all he played. So if he's a vested vet, though. We know he's a vested vet, so that he can sign. See, there's too many back and forths. I don't know what the rules are. There's rules. People saying he can. People say he can't. I have no idea. The question isn't whether he can or can't. The question is, would the Eagles consider it? Would they do it? That's the thing you got to ask yourself. If the player's cut, that means he is out of football. So the player has the right to work if he can get a job. So that rules wouldn't make any sense to play. You would think the CBA, that makes no sense at all. You're right. Bubba says, it only applies if you trade a guy. You can't trade for the same player for 2 years. If he's cut, he could sign with anyone. Yeah, that's what we told last year. Derek says, bring CJ back, sign the 1 year, have rules on his contract. That's what I would do. Yeah, I think the deadline's the 9th, week 9. Chargers, Broncos, Bucks, Lions, Seahawks would all sign him. I would hate to see him go to the Bucks. It's usually like that Tuesday of the 9th week. Philly, we could sign CJ with no problem. If I could do it, I would do it. I'd rather have CJ back. I don't see how it could hurt. Like I said, wherever CJ goes, he's going to have to start as a backup. He's not going to go to one team this week. He's not going to go to the Bucs and start at safety. He's not going to go to Washington and be the starter instantly. He's going to have to work his way in. So if you're CJ, why not go to Philly where you know the system and do that and play that role? I don't know. He wants to go to Dallas. He could go to Dallas, but they're going to be out of it. I mean, Dallas should be 0-3. They're 1-2 right now, and they got to play the Packers Sunday Night Football. They're going to 1-3. They're just as bad as the Texans. Yes, the Eagles can absolutely sign C.J. Gardner right now. There's no rules prohibiting a team from re-signing a recently traded player who has been released. Yeah, a lot of different things, and I couldn't tell you what the rule is or is not. Fangio didn't want him back. Fangio didn't seem like he cared that he got rid of him. But like I said, if he's willing to be the backup, why he's definitely better than Sidney Brown and Marcus Epps. And remember, Makuba hasn't showed that he could stay healthy. I'm telling you, I read the rule directly from the NFL. He should exempt from the 2-year waiting period. Yeah, he should be. I agree. I'm pretty sure he is. How come they can't? Well, I mean, to be fair to the kickoff guys, that dude kicks knuckleballs, man. The first 2 teams they played had the same problems with his kicking. I think it was more specific to that guy. Philly called the NFLPA, right? I have no idea either way, but what I'm saying is if the Eagles could sign him, do it. 500, don't think he wants to come home to Florida. I don't know. Good day, Jalen Carter and Jordan Davis. Oh, they're awesome, aren't they? Felix, what's going on? How are you? CJ comes back. Who do we drop from the active roster? Marcus Epps, Sidney Brown. Easily one of those 2 guys. Easily get rid of one of those 2 guys. But, I mean, like I said, I don't think the Eagles are going to do it. No way he was released. Should we sign him? If we could do it, I would do it in a minute. But do I think the Eagles will do it? I don't. I don't think the Eagles would do it. It seems like he could be a cancer in the locker room. Think about someone that talented. You don't trade for him. What the Eagles traded him for the Texans, just release him. I think yeah, well, that's the problem. I mean, that's the ultimate problem. The Eagles did him a solid. They tried to put him to a team that was supposed to be a competitor. And they came out and didn't say it was because he was a problem. They said it was because of salary cap. So they tried to do him a solid. CJ, good stats in 3 games he played for them. CJ could play, man. I'm not sure about that, Sarah. I heard that was not for vested players. Vested players are different, apparently. So if he's vested, then that would not be the case. But I don't know for sure. I don't know the answers to it. I've heard too many things. Every time we play the Bucs, it's terrible timing for us. We always play them when we're down, never at our peak. We're going to beat them in Tampa. Well, we always play them in early September when it's hot out there in Florida. Bring CJ back, yes. I don't want Kevin Byard. CJ can tackle. CJ brings energy. Facts. Now this team just comes out and says he's a locker room problem. Eagles did do him good with not saying it was that, but will they bring him back? I don't think they'll bring him back. I mean, I don't think they're going to bring him back. I'm just saying. I don't think they are. But would I? No. If I could, I would. If they can't, then they can't. But the question isn't to me whether they can or can't. The question is, would they do it? I don't know that they would. The question is, where does he end up going? You don't want him to go to Green Bay. You don't want him to go to the Rams. You don't want him to go to the Bucs. You don't want him to go to Washington. He goes to Dallas, it don't matter. Dallas stinks. This year, I'll trade him to the Texans so he did not play 4 games, so he cannot resign with y'all. Similar to Hassan Reddick situation. Yeah, but Reddick wasn't cut. They were talking about Reddick being traded back. I live in Florida. It's not bad now. Just rains every second. 80 is not so bad. It's supposed to be hot, though, isn't it? He could go to Pittsburgh. I don't give a shit about that. One would hope CJ would greatly appreciate a second chance to play with the world champions. I ordered from this pizza shop that's a block away, and they gave me 20% discount. That's cool. Lions look like serious contender. He could go back to the Lions. Yeah, Lions look good. He could definitely go back to the Lions. Well, Lions could use his help. He was in Detroit before, so that could be a place where he goes. Post kickoff 103. Yeah, that's not good. A traded player must have been on an inactive list on a signed club. Any club beyond the assigned club or combination thereof or less than 4 registered postseason games. Wait, where is that? I'm trying to. Postseason games end. It ends at end. What's the rest of it? Must have been placed on waivers and terminated by the assigned club or any so-called club, in which case the original signer club may require the player only be free agent signing the original. Wait, what? Traded player must have been on an inactive list of the assigned club. Any club beyond the assignee club or combination thereof, or less than four regular season or postseason games, and must have been placed on waivers and terminated by the assignee club or any subsequent club, in which case the original signer club may reacquire the player only by free agent signing the original. So that's, then he can sign if that's the case. He's not going to go on waivers. I'm pretty sure he's vested, so he's an immediate free agent. Yeah, under that, if that's true, he can sign with the Eagles. Jay, thank you for the super chat. He goes, I wonder if it has to do with his music. Maybe he wants to live up to the image. A lot of drug and gang references. It's just music, but you never know. I don't know. I didn't hear anything about that. Apparently, he got released because he was being a pain in the ass in the locker room about his role. Do I want CJ back? Personally, hell yeah. But I don't want him to start over Makumba. I want him to come in as a backup. People are just saying anything. You can tell who was a good student. He's not a trade player. He was cut. Right. Yeah. Being released makes CJ Gardner Johnson a free agent, not trade. Yes. Because remember, if you're in the league, I think on the rookie deal, he would have to go through waivers. So under waivers, from what I was reading right there, the Eagles could not claim him off waivers. They can't do that. So they wouldn't be eligible to claim him off waivers. However, if he's a free agent, which he is because he doesn't go through waivers, then according to what that person wrote, he would be eligible to sign back with anybody, including the Eagles. I just think there's a lot of confusion because it's not something that has happened. CJ Gardner is a vested veteran, yes. So he bypasses waiver entirely upon release and becomes unrestricted free agent, free to sign with any team. Yes, that's what I'm getting. If you're not vested, you have to clear waivers. Eagles cannot touch him then. But if he's a free agent, he's free. How are you going to tell a man he can't sign with a team? What if the only team in the NFL wants him is the team that had him? Nobody else wants him. So you're going to prevent a guy from working because of that rule? That doesn't even seem legal. Yeah. That makes sense. So if that's the case, then the question is, do the Eagles want him back? Probably not. I'll when I get off here, I'll look at and see if I can find more, but we've seen this confusion. This is one of those weird things. Yes, if he's not vested, Mr. Wing, I think what they're saying is if he's vested, then it doesn't apply because he becomes a free agent. You can't tell a guy he can't work. However, if he was invested, he would have to clear waivers. The Eagles could not touch him then. I'm with 500. Bring him as the backup. Yeah, that's what I would do. Mr. LA Ram wants him. That's why. Nice win. Nice game on Sunday, by the way. I'd start him over our rookie 6 interceptions. See, I wouldn't mess with the rookie because I'm not taking Makuba out. You got to let him develop and you got to let him play. You know, you got to let Makuba play. So I wouldn't do it. CJ has to be willing to come and play a different role. Jesse Bates might be cut or traded before the deadline now that the Falcons are a good team. I say wait, don't sign him. I'd rather have CJ. You know, the thing, like I said with CJ, it has to be under conditions of, hey, you're a backup player, you're coming up in a backup role. That's just the way it's going to be, you know. That's how I would do it. Do I think the Eagles? No, I think we're all just hoping, but I don't think it's going to happen. Lucius the Show, member for 18 months, thank you so much. We don't need CJ, we need to stay this course. He clearly has a problem in the locker room. And I think that's probably how the Eagles look at it. I think that's probably how they look at it. Like I said, I don't think the Eagles would sign him. Hell yeah. Eagles B. Rocket says, among the issues arose CJ criticism of teammates in the secondary, including the size of the one player's contract, complaints about his role. Yeah, those typical CJ Gardner Johnson issues. You know, those we've dealt with those before. We could deal with those again. The Eagles don't want to deal with it though. I can tell you right now. And Joan Leaf, by the way, welcome to Dingbat Nation. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for joining. It's going to be interesting. It's interesting that they cut him. If we sign him back as a back, great. But I'm all for it. But if he signs with someone else that's going to complain, I'm not going to complain. I really care. Well, they're not. I like I said, if they're eligible to bring them back, which I don't even know, they're not doing it. I don't see them doing it. The Eagles says, should the Eagles bring him back? Me personally, yes. Do I think they will? No. CJ Gardner Johnson was traded. He didn't play 4 games for me. He can't sign it. It makes no sense. That only makes sense. That only makes sense if he's got to clear waivers. Then it makes sense. Otherwise, what if the only team that want to sign him are the Eagles? Right? He's a free agent, and the only team that wants to sign him are the Eagles. And now he can't go to the Eagles, so he can't play in the league. He can't work or have a job. That doesn't even sound legal. I think what they're talking about, and I got to look into it. I think what they're talking about is guys who are not vested, who have to clear waivers. The Eagles would not be eligible to claim him off waivers. But how do you tell a man he can't have a job? That doesn't make sense. What do you think? I think that would suck. Yeah, I don't like the idea of CJ on the Bucs. Brandon says you can sign him. You can't trade someone away and trade for them right back. That's what we were told last year when everybody was wanting to trade for Hassan Reddick back. Remember? Bring him back as a slot corner and move DeJean outside. We can't bring CJ, though. That's twice. That doesn't make any sense. Come home, CJ. I said law. Just, yep. We'll find out. I will probably never find out because the Eagles, we don't know what they want to do. They probably don't want him. Why did Texas CJ go when they literally just trade for locker room stuff? Complaining about his role. He's complaining about other guys. That's why I don't think the Eagles would do it, but I would love it. If we resign him, I want him to occasionally play in a slot and we move DeJean outside for certain plays. They could do that. Imagine CJ and Makumba hunting at the secondary. Yeah. I love that. I just don't think the Eagles would do it. Yeah, but what I think they're saying is that only applies to guys that have to pass through waivers. When you have to pass through waivers and a team can claim you, the Eagles would be ineligible to claim him. However, once he clears waivers and becomes a free agent, nobody has the right to tell somebody they can't or where they can't go to work. Release Sidney and sign him. Let Bennett play cornerback too. Yes. I don't think the bridge is burned. Howie was very nice finding him a good home. I definitely think everybody's okay. I think he asked for money and how he said he'd not. I don't know what the issues were. I mean, I really don't know. The Texans clearly wanted to get rid of him. And I think the Eagles had problems with him in the locker room. So I don't foresee them doing this. And this is all nice talk for us, but I don't see them doing it, man. But it's very interesting. I don't think CJ burned the bridge here. The fans liked the first time. Plus, we didn't want him to leave. Whatever it was internal. Yeah, I mean, I'm just saying. If you ask me, do I think the Eagles would do it? I don't think they would. You know, I think they wanted to let him go. I mean, why trade him? You had him. There's no need to trade him. They could really make up for that mistake. We'll see, but I don't think it's going to happen. What's going on, Jeff Lee? I mean, I can see CJ saying, bro, you were making $10 million a year and you were playing like shit. I know I could see him saying that. The Eagles already know his locker room issues and could say, why not bring him back since Howie is not above adding talent and depth to improve the roster? Yeah. I mean, they do know it. It's true. I don't know, man. It's crazy. Eagles need to do whatever they do to repeat. Well, that's how I feel about it, too. We can't bring him back for at least another season. Isn't it the same situation with Reddick, where Reddick traded and we got... No, because we weren't talking about Reddick. When we were talking about Reddick, we were talking... And it might be, but when we were talking about Reddick specifically, we were talking about trading to get him back because the Jets were talking about trading him because he hadn't showed up for camp because he wanted a contract, remember? So there was talk they were going to trade him. That's when they said, no, you can't trade for him, but if they cut him, you could bring him back. That's what they said. Apparently, Raj, there was locker room issues, which probably is why the Eagles got rid of him. I don't think it's going to happen. The question is who's going to sign him? What team's going to sign him, and what team's going to want to sign him with that reputation right now? Does a Super Bowl team or Super Bowl contender, do they want to deal with it? Does a team like Detroit say, we'll bring him back because we know what he is, just like the Eagles? Could be. Bring him home tonight. He plays his best ball in Philly. He don't want to be playing ball for a losing team. I'll be calling them out. He knows where he did line up. Be interesting. Commanders could sign him. And that's a fear. That I definitely worry about. But even if he goes to the Commanders, he's got to go there. He's got to learn the system. He's not going to be starting right away. He's got to start as a backup. So no matter where he goes, he's going to be a backup. Yeah, I would only do it for 1 year. I'm not getting rid of him. I'm not taking Makumba out though. Well, that was the rumor. That was rumored. If that's the case, then there's no chance. That's why I don't think it'll happen. DJ, I believe you only get his best Philly. Could be. You stream the Cardinals Seahawks? I am, yes. CJ is another vet with this young defense lacking vets. True. Philly, stop making up shit. We didn't hear one word. Well, we heard rumors of it. You definitely heard rumors of it. I don't know where you've been. That's not the reason the Eagles used it when they cut him, though. That's true. So I sent you something to read on your Twitter. It's about requiring traded players. I don't see it. Where did you send it? I don't see it. In C.J. Johnson's case, he was cut by the Texans, not traded back. Once a player is released, he's subject to waivers. If in with the certain service years or becomes a free agent. The reacquisition restrictions applies only to trades, not to players who were released. That means the Eagles can sign him back after he clears waivers if applicable, which he can't. He's not on waivers. The 4-game rule does not apply here since he was cut, not traded back. Yes, that's what I'm saying. That's what it sounds like from everything everybody's saying. Just it sounds like if he has to clear waivers, the Eagles are not eligible. If he doesn't have to go on waivers and he's unrestricted free agent, he's eligible. So that's what it sounds like to me. From based upon what everybody has said and all the different views. If you kind of flush it out, it sounds like that if he was going through waivers, the Eagles couldn't do it. But once he's unrestricted, because it wasn't a trade back, he's free agent and he's able to go wherever. But the Eagles are not, if he's on waivers, the Eagles are not eligible to pick him up. That's what it sounds like when you flush through everything. Right, and he's not going through waivers because he's vested. So that means he's an unrestricted free agent. That would mean the Eagles would be eligible. That's what it sounds like when you flush everything out. But that doesn't change the fact that the Eagles still probably won't sign him. Would I sign him? Hell yeah, I would sign him. We already know how to deal with C.J. Gardner-Johnson. We dealt with him and won a Super Bowl. We could do it again. How he get him back now? Yes. I agree. Seems pretty clear. Thank you, counselor. It does. Bring them back. Boy, that would be awesome. And I would make sure he gets 8 back. Yeah, I would sign him back too, but I doubt they will. That's how I feel. I would do it. I don't think they will. Skills just hopping on Saul CJ released. There's a reason why. If he's released, doesn't that mean he's a free agent sign elsewhere? Yes. Yeah, because he doesn't have to go through waivers. Let's be real. Young guys are good, but they're still learning. The Eagles miss Dean, CJ, believe it or not, Slay, their run defense. CJ and Dean are just great run defenders. Yep. It doesn't sound like that's what the rule says. It sounds like there's a lot of confusion about that. Sounds like the rule says that he can't be claimed off waivers by the Eagles unless he's played 4 games. But once he's unrestricted, they can't prevent him from signing wherever. Because how is that even legal? If only one team wants to sign him, let's say it's the Eagles, and he's unrestricted, they're telling him, no, you can't work. You don't have a right to work because of this stupid rule. It doesn't even make sense. That would only apply to somebody not vested. Godspeed, Bone and Dean are the only vets this D needs. Well, hopefully Dean comes back, week 5? Yeah, it was an issue in the locker room. There's no question there was an issue in the locker room. There's no question. Roll Philly Dogs David Super Chickens. What are we going to do about Dean? Well, Dean's not coming back till what? After week 5, right? You got to play him. He's going to have to back up, work his way into the rotation, and I don't think he's getting his job back. I think Jihad Campbell's keeping that job. Maybe they move him in and they put Jihad Campbell at edge rusher at times, but I see Dean being a backup. I don't think he's going to take that job back. I think Jihad Campbell is too good. No, you're also put on waivers if you're not vested. So if you're like on a rookie deal still, you have to go through waivers. Wasn't Fred Jackson last year? Fred in Jacksonville. No, he was in Philly. He signed with Jacksonville this offseason. He also came back. This defense is dangerous now. Imagine how much better this defense is. I know it would be awesome. I mean, it would be awesome, dude. It would be awesome. Yeah, Minka Fitzpatrick is with Miami. Do I think we were signed? I think the only way they were signed Dean is if he's willing to come back on like a 1-year deal. You know what I mean? If he clears waivers, can we get him at a cheaper price? Yeah, you would get him at a cheaper price, a brand new contract. But he doesn't go on waivers. He can't go on waivers. He's a 7-year vet. He doesn't go waivers. He's vested. That means he can skip that process and he just becomes unrestricted free agent. So he's an unrestricted free agent right now. He can sign wherever he wants, and it's not the same contract. It would be a brand new contract. Right. Right, exactly. And he's played 7. So he's not going on waivers. CJ is unrestricted free agent, which means he should be able to sign with anybody. Now, some people are saying that he can't sign with the Eagles because of a rule. I don't think that applies to guys vested, meaning that don't go on waivers. But we'll find out. The reasons they gave for the release are that he was complaining about his role, complaining about certain guys making a lot of money, not living up to expectations, and they didn't want to deal with it. There's no trade. Yeah, but there's no trade. It's not a trade. CJ is not getting traded back. He's not allowed to be traded back. But he got cut. He's a free agent. He has nothing to do with the Houston Texans right now. So he's free agent. That would apply to a trade, yes. 500, I don't want him. All he's going to do is fuck up in coverage downfield, cause taunting penalties since the refs are stingy about it. Maybe. Maybe. But I don't think the Eagles are going to bring him back. Would I like it to? Yeah. We're already scary. As is, hopefully 4-0 soon. We're traveling a day early Friday to accommodate for the heat. When Kobe comes back, spooky season starts, so it's going to be real. Yeah, it's going to be interesting. Lucius says, I'll summarize. He's cut, so there's no restrictions on him resigning if the Eagles want him. Yeah. Manuel says, hello, Philly. What's going on? Little Richard says, Philly, I don't want CJ. I want an edge. Well, listen, you could do both. If you could sign him, you don't have to give up anything to sign him, and you still could trade for a safety. I mean, for an edge rusher. I would like to trade for another edge rusher. Yeah, they could trade to get Isaiah Rodgers back. He left in free agency. Fred Johnson left in free agency, right, last year, and he was traded back to the Eagles. Phil, you know what's pissing me off? Bryce Huff is playing good with the 49ers. Isaiah Rodgers' highest PFF ranking last week by a quarterback. Yeah, I hear you. But you know what? Huff wouldn't have played good anyways. He didn't fit the system. So basically, Philly used to trade each player just to be released both. Yeah, make it make sense, right? Yeah, it was a lose-lose trade, really. Philly, I think teams are going to be hesitant to bring him in, and the longer he stays out, more likely Howie is to bring him back for depth. Well, that's what my point was. Is if you're thinking of it from CJ's point of view, all right, nobody's going to want to give you a big contract. Wherever you go, you're not going to be starting because you're coming in so late. So why not go 1-year deal to Philly? Play the role of backup, just play a team role, be there for a year, rebuild your image, and then go sign somewhere else. So it makes sense on that level. Detroit's a team. I think you got to watch out for Detroit. I would not be surprised if Detroit signs him. Their secondary needs help. They know CJ. He knows them. I think they might, yeah. Do I like mint on pizza? Not really. Still can't believe how he burned 2 picks for Tank Bigsby. Well, they haven't even gotten a carry yet. If CJ comes back, he's starting. CJ talked. He also apologized. Philly, hell no. CJ Gardner Johnson, no thanks. Well, I don't think it'll happen. Bring CJ back no matter what. Is Lane okay for? Well, Lane says he should be. So we'll see. We'll see. We will see. Thanks for being my work distraction. No problem. I'm gonna be working late tonight because I'm here real long. I'm on 2 hours. I can't believe it. I still gotta do a video. Crazy. I want CJ versus Baker Part 2, and this time CJ flexes ring. Yeah, I don't think it's gonna happen. He's got to do more I need those potholes fixed. There you go. Vincente says, bring him back. We caught a break with the Bucs injury. We did. Lane only has to. Those will go after a few days. Yeah. We need more weight on defensive end. I've been saying forever since Sweat and BG left. That's why we getting ran over. Yeah, I agree. We need something there. Yeah, CJ be happy being a third safety, right? He's always ready not to roll in Texas. Yeah, we'll see. I can't wait to see how excited 500 is going to be. Oh, you know I'll be excited. Yeah, you know that. I did. I pronounced it. That's like the first for me, too. Believe me. Howie said his worst nightmare was moving on from a player and them having a great career after everyone knew getting rid of him. Rodgers was a stupid move. Howie's nightmare realized. Do you think Howie will make a big move for edge rusher? I think there's a shot. Well, you need depth at safety. 500, we don't need safety. Remo Cooper holding down for just fine. Plus, CJ wouldn't want to be a backup safety. He wants to start. I know. I just don't think he's going to have the choice. I don't think it's going to present itself that way for him, because no matter where he goes, because of he's going in so late. But I do think that I like Makumba. I like the safeties if they start, but he has been injury prone. You do need depth at safety, right? Sidney Brown isn't that great, and then they brought in Marcus Epps. He would be an upgrade over both those guys. CJ going to 49ers. He could go to 49ers. That would not surprise me. CJ good. I think maybe he's just misunderstood. I agree. Mark Holmes going to create. Why? What's Mark crying about? Mark wants CJ Gardner Johnson, probably. I bet he was. He wants him. Travon Walker, and I wouldn't care if we brought back C. Oh, I would rather have Travon Walker myself. I'm looking forward to the Eagles, the Giants, Thursday Night Football in 3 weeks. Yes. Rats. Uh-oh. CJ gave up 9 touchdowns covers last year. Yeah. It's all right. Can you imagine if Jerry Jones scoops up CJ? I would lose the deal with left. It wouldn't help. If CJ went to the Dallas, it would crack me up. It's not going to help Dallas. Dallas is 1-2. Right? They're going to be 1-3 after this week. Their season's done. They're done. Philly, good streaming. Forget the polo guy. My take on CJ is he's a baller, but he's got to keep his mouth shut. I believe he would cause us a lot of penalties for taunting. He might, but the question is how many taunting penalties has he had in Houston this year? Jalen Hurts Burner, thank you for the super chat. He goes, we need a vet back there. Slay a big loss. He was. Agreed. We'll see what happens, but I don't think the Eagles are going to do anything. I don't think they're going to sign him. I don't think they want to. I think that there were locker room problems with him. They didn't say anything. They tried to do him a solid, and I just don't think they're bringing him back. CD is out for a few weeks. I don't think CJ goes to Dallas at all. I don't think he wants to go to Dallas. He wants to go with a winner. He told Howie, please don't trade me to a team that ain't good. So he wants. I think Detroit. Watch Detroit, because if you're him, Detroit would be a place. Philly would be places that you could go and know kind of the system. Makes it easier transition. So Detroit, Philly would be my top 2 contenders. DJ, thank you for the super chat. He goes, they're saying he can't go to the Eagles until 2 seasons are passed. Yeah, that's not correct. I'm pretty sure that's not correct. That only involves when you have a trade, not a cut. Somebody getting cut. I'll try to find out for sure, but it seems like a lot of people saying a lot of things out there that is just confusing everything. We need guys to step up like Ringo. Ringo's going to get his chance this week. Sidney Brown has 50 snaps on defense here and already, so the Eagles definitely do need a safety. Yeah, they need depth there. There's no question about it. Is Ringo another Avante Maddox? No, I don't. Maddox was a little better. Maddox had some good years. Yeah, the Ravens could sign him. He could go to the Ravens, but the Ravens got the rookie they drafted, right? They got the rookie, and then they got what's his face? They got safeties. I don't think he would. Tampa, he don't like Detroit. I don't know that he don't like Detroit. Jalen Hurts just became a member. Welcome to Dingbat Nation. Thank you so much. I never heard about anything about him not liking Detroit. I hope Ringo shines too. Rodgers would sign for $4 million. How much are we paying Jackson? Probably like $2 million. They should have brought Isaiah Rodgers back. I agree. Yeah, they got their safeties. Maddox was tough. He performed even well in playoffs. Maddox had some good years until he started getting that big ass toe problem. I don't know if it's because he's hurt, but he has been really absent this year, man. He needs to get it going. We need Nolan Smith to get it going, man, for sure. No doubt about it. If you haven't hit that like, I'm gonna go try to make a video. I gotta go to work, so it's getting late now. It's gonna be a long night, but I'll try to make a video And we'll definitely talk later. If I find anything specifically on the CJ and what the actual rule is, I'll talk about it. Would I get him? Yes. Will the Eagles get him? No, I don't think they'll do it. Boy, I wish they would, though. I tell you that. But we'll find out. There's probably more to come on why he left Houston. But we'll see. Anyways, guys, I'm gonna get out of here. I hope you guys have a yeah, I'll be back tomorrow. Tomorrow we go after Mark Holmes, so that should be fun. And I'll try to do a video for later. All right. I'll talk to you guys later. Take care. Peace out. Bye.
Come on, guys.
2 minutes to go. You got plenty of time.
Come on.
Oh, shit! Dad! No!
It's over! It's over! This game is over! Cut it off! It's over!
Fuck.
Congratulations! Congratulations, Green Bay!
I said run the ball.
Congratulations, Green Bay! Dak Prescott, you need to be fired today! That was on you, Dak! That was on you, Dak! That was on you, Dak!
I said run the ball.
That was on Dak Prescott! Trying to feed the fantasy lamb! Trying to feed the fantasy lamb! You tried to feed the sea lamb! You got to give it the sea lamb! God! It's over! It's over, Dak! Put Trey Lance in the game. Trey Lance can't do worse than you.
I'm an idiot because I buy into this shit. I buy into this shit. Because here's the thing. I am a grown-ass man. And I talk the talk. It is killing me.
I feel it coming. I feel like it's going to take Jerry Jones taking. Cut it off. It's over.
Fuck.